Alright, we're live. So we're gonna have a 15 lap MITS car feature. Smallest field we have seen this year, but that's okay. I have a saying, you don't need a big field to make a big race. So things could be turned around. Still a pretty good lineup, of course. You got Gohan, Arisneta, and Twin Turbo V6 as our top three. Res 11 making a return. Last time I think they were racing was at Mod Circuit. Zerthy making their second race, so... with that being said, finally the yellow flag is out on track. So we're just going to try to run these two pace laps here. Of course, the first one is just to get the systems working. The second one's the real one. So, in case there's any laps that need to be changed or stuff like that. Pretty common issue. Yesterday's race did run with a pretty good banger of a finish, of course being the finish between Twin and Garam. Garam just a little bit short, but he had swept the one before at track loans, so a little bit of a turnaround. So we're going to put this up on the stream, or on race announcements. Again, we'll go to the back to the front. Zerthy will be our 5th place starter. Res 11 is going to be up ahead in the anime car. I believe that's an anime car. Gohan with the Project Lean Marlboro style livery. Arisneta running the Castrol Toyota livery, I believe. I believe that's the Toyota Tom Super GT. And then our pole sitter is Twin Turbo V6. So there's one more lap to go. And I'm going to read myself, because there's a camera situation. Alright, once we get up the hill, the pace speed is going to be 60 miles an hour. As Twin has a lag spike. We saw this yesterday. We're going to see if this is a trend or not. He was frozen for a second, but he gets back going, so just let him pass. Maintain 60. Looks like we're still good to go. We just need Twin to make his way to the front. And Twin, in fact, does so. Another reminder not to overtake until you cross the start-finish line, unless somebody messes up. But I'll let you know if that happens. I'll let you know if you're permitted to pass somebody. Our car's now making their way around the carousel, the multi-banked final turn. One of the more unique turns on a road course. Almost feels like an oval turn in reverse. As this time, here we are, the green flag is in the air. Zerthy, if you give your spot back by the end of the lap. Cleared. So a small jump by Zerthy. Just a little bit antsy there by the line. Twin Turbo V6, Arisneta had a brief crossover on turn 2. It just fits the standings there. Not a whole lot of action currently, but Aris with a good run through the backstretch, closing in on Twin Turbo V6. We'll also be clearing the lap times. Aris looking down the inside of Twin Turbo V6, Twin running the high line. Pretty even gap by the edge of the corner, though Aris has taken about a 1/10 away from the start, so Arisneta running a little bit faster than Twin lap by lap. Less than a car length behind Twin. She's going to back off down the hill. Twin throws up a lot of dirt. Seemingly on the limits of where you can run the track. Arisneta, though, she's going to get loose. Cuts through the track. Loses a spot. Loses a second one. May there be a third spot. Arisneta still in the top 3. This leaves a very open track for Twin Turbo V6. Arisneta is going to have to rebound through the nets. I believe we got 13 laps to go. In fact, Aerosnet is closing down a little bit there on Gohan. Res 11 and Azerthi just behind. Azerthi actually... Azerthi very loose. They recover. I was going to say they were closing in, but big mistake by them as well as Eris. And Eris cuts it through the chicane and pretty much struggling with everything to matter about track limits. I think she's going in her rallycross arc. Eris trying a different line. She runs down the inside lane. I was a bit skeptical, maybe thinking the inside lane would probably work in some of the slower classes. No one has really seemed to brave that yet, but Aerosnet might be trying to turn things around. Meanwhile, Gohan closing in the gap to Twin Turbo V6. Only about a half second between the two. Gohan's going to fall a little bit loose. Alright, that's costing him about 10th, but his Zets on the edge of the chicane is definitely better than Twin. Aerosnet also in the shot, so about a second here or so, separating the top three. Gohan's braving the inside a little bit. His inside tires dipping below the dark patch. But Aerosnet has closed into Gohan. Wearing a rather unorthodox line there. Eris is loose, so is Twin. Gohan to the lead. Oh my goodness, that was... Out of all the wild cards I've expected, that was not an expected turn of events. Both of our leaders having a complete mess of the turn. Res 11 has also made that mistake. Azerthi will make their way by. It's almost as if there's oil on the track. But Twin Turbo V6, Aerosnet have both made big mistakes that might allow Gohan to take the lead. I mean, they have taken it, but they might win. As long as they're consistent. I mean, that is the thing Gohan is relatively known for. Haven't really seen him make a whole lot of big mistakes. So, there's a very good chance, especially with this point of the race, where only 10 laps to go, might be possible for him to stay ahead. Meanwhile, Zerthi and Res 11, the battle for 4th place starting to rage on. That is between the two NBs. Now making their way down the hill. And Res 11 gained the better exit. As a Tokyo drift around the top of the hill. Not exactly a good technique for speed, as Azerthi is, I think they're closing in a little bit. Meanwhile, Aerosnet just about 2 or 3, maybe 4 car lengths behind Twin Turbo V6, but they are hunting them as fast as they can. Take it down to about a car length at the bottom of the hill. Aerosnet nearly side by side with Twin Turbo V6. They'll get a worse exit. Eris braving the inside lane. She's in the lighter patch, trying to run the inside. It's a shorter distance, but is it going to carry more speed? Doesn't seem to work on the front stretch. It seems pretty equal, though, with all things to consider. So look at the last lap. Aerosnet did actually go faster that lap than Twin did. So that could potentially have a factor. Looking at the last sectors. It's about even. Twin is going to slide it on the top of the hill. Aerosnet side by side, 4 position, and Twin. Twin will make their way by Aerosnet. As we're halfway done with the race here. Aerosnet might be getting a run on Twin Turbo V6. They go through turn 1. The fastest corner, I think, the fastest proper corner, at least how it feels in just about any SLC track. There are some that are technically faster if you count Daytona, but it doesn't take the feeling away. Like that first turn is just gnarly. Arisneta getting a good run off the Ets of the S's. But she's going to take a wider line. Twin Turbo V6 will stay ahead. Is Eris going to go down the inside? Yes, she is. Feeds it back up high on the exit. Next time by, we will be only 5 laps to go. Eris goes way wide off of turn number 1. Cuts it through the sausage curbs. Unsettles the car just a little bit. And again, this is Gohan's race to lose. The 2 champions behind just absolutely duking it out. Eris goes off the track. So did Twin, though. The 2 of them have been pretty much everywhere. It's been an NB versus NA battle. As Eris runs all the way up to the walls. Dives down low on the exit. She's trying to at least do something. Running at the wall definitely took a lot of speed away. Maybe shortening the track would help. Arisneta is still side by side with Twin Turbo V6. Again, 5 laps to go in this race. Zeris is going to run the wide line onto the curbs. Those curbs very slippery. They take a lot of speed away. It's where you want to kind of go, but at the same rate really depends on the car. Eris, however, gets a good run on Twin Turbo V6. Now making their way into the chicane through the S's. And Eris so far staying ahead. Might actually be catching up a little bit here to Gohan. Could it be too late? And Res11 says frozen, and they are in fact frozen. We'll be seeing what their issue is. He does get back going, so he must have stalled his engine. Unfortunate incident, but not a call for caution. He's just going to have to run with what he has for now, it seems. Arisneta, Twin Turbo V6. The battle between the 2 seemingly has settled a little bit for now, although things could heat back up just in a little bit. Only have a few more laps to go. As Eris goes way off, that's going to be a warning for Eris to try to stay on the track, please. At least try. I know it's a bit of a tricky turn to take there, being a blind corner, but that almost looked like he did it intentionally. And Twin is spun around. They go and they get loose off of the slick curb off of turn number 2. Of course, that turn infamously slippery. And it just got him today. So far, his opportunity to win has slipped out of the way. It actually allows Azerthy a chance potentially to overtake them. It looks like Res11 is just trying to treat this race just to run it through at this point. Not really a whole lot for Res11 to lose, just to gain points for a top 5. Overall in the championship, that could be beneficial. As this time by, 2 laps to go. This is the last chance for anything to really go wrong for anyone. Of course, if there is a caution for whatever reason, that'll bring out a 2-lap shootout. Would allow Res11 1 lap back. Arisneta has closed in onto the leader. We will check, though. That looked like she was cutting to close in on them. Arisneta through the carousel. And onto the front stretch they go. 1 lap to go. So here is your battle for the lead. Gohan to the inside. Arisneta outside. White flag in the air. We'll be watching these 2. So now our leaders into turn number 2. Air stays off the curb. That's what killed Twin. in his efforts to take the lead. Is this Gohan's race to win, or can Eris rebound and get her first MITS car win this season? Gohan has built up a bit of a gap here with Arisneta as they make their way down the backstretch one final time. Now into the carousel. Arisneta is going to look down the inside. It's going to be a close one, but I think this might go in favor of Gohan. But Gohan scrubs a wall. Arisneta building up speed. Side by side to the front stretch. Your winner is Arisneta by the line by an inch, but we'll observe that one just to make sure. Very close. I could be wrong. I genuinely could be wrong, so we will verify it. If you guys could do a cooldown lap. Twin Triple V6 crosses the line in 3rd place. Astrophy and Astrophy will be 4th place. Res 11 in a top 5 finish. You guys can stick around if you want a interview, but let me make sure that we get our positions straight. All right, we are gonna check the race finish real quickly. See what the results were. Again, this track, historically known for photo finishes, and it does it again. A lot of people skeptical if we why we should run this. As we look, see, there's a higher definition I could put this up to. Frame by frame, the two have crossed the line at the same time. So the call is very hard to make. So we'll put that up on the stream real quickly. I get the slow motion view to see who truly won. This is, I believe, the highest quality, but I'll try to go back. So here is the finish. Arisneta with a run on Gohan. And you can see it almost looks like Eris could be ahead. But frame by frame, they do cross the line at the same time. Arisneta backs off the moment she crosses the line. Gohan gets ahead. But before the line, it's really hard to tell here, but I think Eris might be ahead. We'll review this one because it seemed like there was a system issue in the time system when it came to scoring Eris's lap. So for now, the win is going to be under review. If anyone has alternate angles, it would be greatly appreciated. So we're going to go off the timing board for now, which is going to be Gohan. We also know you tend to leave early, so if we could have Gohan and Eris's cars to the front stretch. So Gohan here had the race seemingly won, may have the race won. I'm not still 100% sure because it's really hard to it's really hard figure that one out. Do you have a copy, Gohan?
No. Yeah, I was on mute. Yo.
Alright.
Yeah. I mean, even if I don't win, I mean, I kind of don't deserve it anyway because I couldn't keep pace unless I was behind Twin and Eris anyway. So, like, if it was just clear traction for me, I was not going to keep that same pace. I don't even deserve it, to be honest with you.
Alright.
Yeah, that's really it.
Alright. I know consistency was your key for most of the domination today. So what was going on?
Only because they spun out. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, you are pretty much known, I think, in the MITS car class. Or I don't really call you making any mistakes, really, other than maybe like in the. No, other than other
I
classes.
just wasn't fast enough. It's just like how Toon was saying. It's an inconsistent map, and I do agree with him on that too. Can't really keep a fast pace, to be honest with you.
All right. Gohan, if you can move your car up to the start finish line, by the way. Thanks. All right. Anything else you want to say? It's I know this is probably gonna be a finish. I'll probably be reviewing, and I'll be checking it probably tonight, just to figure it out. Um, but do you think you'll care about how the results are gonna be?
No, not really.
All right. All right. Well, thank you there, Gohan. So Arisneta also in the top two. So I'll probably get like a photo with you guys later on if we could figure out, or if Twin wants to be in. Twin, you could join if you want. Just line up behind them. Yeah. So Arisneta, a couple mistakes made today, but did rebound right at the end, especially on the final lap. Okay. He's Canadian. I don't know what's going on through your head. I could tell that this was a very intense finish for you. All right.
I'm
Good.
a win would be awesome, but honestly, like you, I want to try to like always fight for a win, but I really do want to try to look into this because honestly, I don't know how to explain my thoughts, but I'm not sure if I was ahead, but at the same time, like I'm looking at the stream and I can tell I'm shaking around all over the place due to the internet. So it's hard to call. Like it's really hard to call. It's going to be something that's definitely going to have to be looked into, but like great result. I definitely feel like I could have done better. Part of like the weird situation I had was because I got a bit too optimistic on turn 2 and I went a bit too wide. I did that again later on, but I learned to not throttle on that curb and to just try to kind of slowly join back onto the track, because if I'm not mistaken, that curb is plastic and it's very slippery. I'm just trying my best to make sense of the line. Like you can tell, I was trying a lot of different things as I went. But like in general, yeah, like that. Fun race track was certainly interesting. I do feel like in some places it could be better, and also it could look better because like it's a blue track. It reminds me a little bit of something, but like as I mentioned it in the scrapped track ranking video, it's overwhelmingly blue, so it's kind of hard to focus at times. But everyone did great. I didn't really get to be much with Twin, although I certainly feel like I think Gohan mentioned that like he with clear track he wasn't he wasn't like doing really good. I feel like I can echo that because at times my driving definitely focuses on me being able to like kind of look at someone and see what they're doing, because when it comes time to me having to trace a line on my own to just run away, it's really hard to tell if I'm doing something right or wrong, so I end up just getting confused in what to do. And it's really like it makes it a lot harder to hold like P1 compared to trying to fight for it. That happens with like every other race as well. It's something that I don't know if it would be like easy to solve, but it's something that has to be solved for sure.
All right. So with what there is to say, it does almost look like you were ahead of Gohan after the line before he started braking. I'm not sure if he let off, the moment he hit the line. I don't know if it was a lag spike, so it's still, really hard to call.
Is this gonna be like a cheerwine situation where it just never gets solved and we just all collectively forget about it?
I could also try to figure out by comparing your last lap compared to the gap you had on the lap before. Uh, Given that was a 48.406, so I'll try to figure
It could
your
be.
gap out. That might help.
It could be. Um. Oh yeah, true. That could work actually. Yeah, you could do that.
Okay. So the next person to interview, the last person, we have Twin Turbo V6. I'll do some basic math before I close the stream up. So Twin here. Uh, the winner of yesterday's Rots mod race had a couple mistakes today. Of course, the plastic curb off turn 2 caused a lot of issues.
Yeah, this was not a great race for me at all. I definitely made a couple of mistakes there. I have to say this track is seriously outdated. So many bumps, especially through the chicane. Every single lap I was just getting wheel spin for absolutely no reason. It wasn't on the grass or anything. It was in the middle of the track, which is clearly asphalt. So I don't know why cars were, at least my car was sliding around through there. But I felt it was really hard to push, and I think that's probably why I wasn't able to catch up or keep pace for the middle portion before I ended up spinning again. Um, but yeah, like I hope, just hope the track just gets fixed. Because I know the inclines are extremely aggressive, and doing that with Archimedes back in 2021 was just not the greatest thing to do. Because I used to do that when I was track designing back then as well, and it didn't didn't really go well for any car. It just seemed way too aggressive, and the cars would just end up catching a bump and spinning out immediately, no matter how you took the corner. Unless you were just going straight downhill, then that's pretty much the only way you wouldn't spin out. But if you turned even slightly through one of the bumps, you would immediately spin out. So I just hope the track does get reworked, at least for next year, because I highly doubt finish. He could rework the entire track for tomorrow. Um, but yeah, the race definitely seemed nice. It was pretty much a three-way fight for the lead for majority of the race, which was really nice. Also, Eris did win that race. I do have a picture that I managed to time perfectly. Eris is literally like maybe like a headlight in front. Um, but because like I sent a picture in general, Eris's front is just over the finish line, while Gohan's is about right in the middle. So Eris won that by like maybe a few centimeters. Um, but yeah, congrats to her. Gohan definitely put up a good fight until he had the wall in the end and ended up losing that win, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, that last corner definitely gives you a bunch of understeer too. But honestly, I mean, I still hope the track gets reworked. Yeah, race was pretty decent overall, though, I have to say.
All right, well, look at their twin turbo V6. Hopefully, the next couple races will go better for you. Of course, you did already have one win this weekend. And there might be more to come. Are you going to the IndyCar races in Toronto, by the way?
No, I already went in 2022 anyway, so
Okay.
tickets are also even more expensive than before.
Ah, jeez.
So probably not worth it.
Okay. I was curious. Well, good to know. Thank you guys for showing up today. Thanks to all the racers, including Reslevin and Azerthy, that were able to make it. I know a lot of people were not able to make it, so for those that were not able to, I am sorry. There is still more races coming up, though. Of course, a GTI feature at 12. So that's in about an hour. So thank you guys for watching. We'll figure out what the results truly are. That should be it.